Well, good afternoon to you. Hope you're doing well on this Saturday. This is David Richard. I'm with Balance and Thrive, Body, Mind, and Spirit. So, little topic this time, visualize your coming attractions. So this is one I've actually covered a little bit in one previous topic. I think it had to do with what are the loops you're running in your head. And touch bases on a couple other videos as well. We're going to touch bases on it again, and that is dealing with kind of visualization, creative visualization. So before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about your conscious and subconscious mind. Some of this you may already know, some of you may not quite know yet. Because again, I have covered this at least a little bit before. So most of you might know, you got your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Conscious mind is what we're aware of. That's what you're doing to watch this with. And then you got your subconscious mind. The way to compare the two in one way is like an iceberg. And if you've seen pictures of iceberg, many of you probably have. You got the tip of the iceberg up here, and then everything gigantic under the water. So your conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg. Subconscious is everything below the surface. Or another analogy to kind of look at, is like a computer device. You got a computer. That's your device you're using. That's like your conscious mind. But the software and the apps are the subconscious mind. So let's think about it this way here. For those of you that have done video games, think about, you got this computer device, but all you're running right now is like Atari. Maybe remembers the old Atari. I still have mine. That type of graphics, that's what you got for running the first app. So that's all you're working with. You want to run up here, you want to run the latest and greatest stuff like the advanced Star Wars games, the FIFA soccer games, like I was talking about with my nephew last night. I use this analogy with him. That's what you want to go to, but right now all you have is Atari. So you work on upgrading your software. So now you go from there, and now you're at, say, Nintendo, the original Nintendo. You keep working on that, and then you're up to something that's like on the computer. Then you work on a little more, and you upgrade to finally something that's like the Xbox or current PlayStation. If that kind of makes sense to you, you have to upgrade your subconscious mind, even though you only have one device. Hopefully that kind of made sense to you. And your subconscious mind is the one that is running the show. Even though you consciously say, okay, I want to change this. I want to lose weight. I want to start exercising. I want to eat right. I want to meditate. I want to earn more money. But if everything below the surface in the subconscious mind doesn't say that, you're going to have one hell of a time doing it, or even possible. So you have to work on your subconscious mind. Because that's running the show. So everything you see, you hear, you listen to, that's what inputs. You have to be very careful about what you put into your subconscious mind. That's why you be careful about what you listen to, what you think, what you watch, what you read. That's why you turn off the news, because the news basically shows you everything negative, what's wrong with the world. They'll show you this much of what's good, even though there's that much. Make sure my hands are off the screen there, but there's just as much good, if not more so, going on in the world, but you will not see that in the news. So be aware of that. So I hope that gives you at least an idea about the subconscious mind. And Dr. Bruce Lipton of Biology Belief of Epigenetics talks about how it's at least subconscious is at least 1,000,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. And Dr. Paul Sheely from did the Paraliminals and Learning Strategies believes at least 1,000,000,000 times stronger. So very powerful stuff. So this goes over into visualization. You've probably heard this, creative visualization. Professional athletes do this all the time. And the main thing here, I wanted to bring up the idea between the conscious and subconscious, because your mind, your subconscious mind, does not know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. All right? As long as let that sink in. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. So that's where the power of subconscious can come in, for better or for worse. So this is where kind of the topic comes in about visualizing your coming attractions. Think about what it is you want to do. What are you working on? What projects, what goals, what type of life do you want to have? You start to visualize that. Now, I know this might sound a little crazy, woo-woo, but if you got aspects where the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, actually did research on this and documentation on this, it's like, okay, if they're going to spend the money time, that means there's usually something there. So there is evidence to back up a lot of this. It's not just hearsay. It's not just woo-woo stuff. And again, professional athletes use this all the time. Your Olympians, artists, celebrities, musicians, anybody, they do use this creative visualization. What it is you want to get what it is you're looking for, what type of device, yeah, that's good. Whatever it is you're working on, whether it's for yourself, your goals, what part of body, mind, spirit you're working on, or all of them together, what type of life you want to have, and you spend time visualizing that. You can write it down to a statement you read a couple times throughout the day. And the key is vividly imagine sight. You want to use all of your senses that you can. You want to touch it, taste it, smell it, hear it, feel it. And the key part is actually the emotions you feel. So if you have a goal, say like you want to lose 50 pounds, or better off to say pounds is another topic, but scale lies all the time. But you want to be able to fit into, for a wedding dress. You got a wedding coming up for the next 6 months. You want to be able to fit in that dress. So you visualize in your house, what's it going to be like on that wedding day? How's that dress going to look on you? How's it going to feel? Can you smell the flowers in the air, the perfume you might be wearing? What's the texture of it on you? You vividly picture that in everything that's in there, as much detail as you can. And what are you going to feel? How does it feel to see yourself in the dress? You do that, but you do it several times. You can do it several times during the day. And after a while, your mind is going to start picturing that more and more. And you might, now, let me backtrack a little bit too. So it's good to do this anytime. It's helpful if you get into the alpha state. Now, if you may be familiar with brain waves, beta, which is what we're in right now, as you're watching this, you're in beta. You get alpha, theta, and delta. Alpha is at least the start of it. A simple way to get into alpha is make sure you got some quiet time. You don't want to do this when you're driving or anything, but got some quiet time. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold it, and as you exhale, in your mind, see it and say it, the number 3 times. So in your mind, you're going to see it, you're going to vividly see 3, and you're going to say it as in 3, 3, 3. Deep breath in, 2, 2, 2. Deep breath in, and then 1, 1, 1. This is all done in your head. But what that will do, that kind of bring you to a more relaxed state of mind. Kind of brings you right about that alpha state there. And the door between your conscious and subconscious ain't necessarily open, but at least it's unlocked. So it makes it easier to vividly imagine that. So you can do this in the morning, just when you get up. You can do it before bed. You can do it a couple times during the day. But visualize that life. Visualize what it's going to be. Even if you think about a new car. As you're driving the car you have now, think about and believe you're driving the car you want to have. Now, I've known this before. I've done it before. However, I haven't, compared to the past couple of weeks, especially since taking the class with The Bridge to HBR with Martha Craigie and Magnificent Manifesting with Carl Harvey, because the two together, which I've mentioned in a couple of videos. I haven't quite done the creative visualization as much as I have in the past few weeks. And it's been interesting for me. There's been a couple times I've been on Facebook where I went ahead and responded to somebody without even thinking about it. Normally, I can talk here, which isn't always easy for me, but I'm sitting here talking this video. I won't normally respond to comments, but I did it without even thinking about it. And it threw me. It's like, oh, whoa, wait a second. That was a little out of character for me, but it's not out of character for the person I'm looking to become. Another one of visualization, I was sitting there and all of a sudden I stop and kind of look around me and go, oh, I'm not where I thought I was, because I'm thinking about where I want to be and not where I am. And I had to look around and go, oh, some of the stuff I was doing, my mind was in that future spot. This might sound a little crazy, but try it. If the CIA does it, which, trust them or not, I don't know, but they spend a lot of money on it. Professional athletes do this all the time, and there's documentation to back it up. Hey, it's not going to hurt you. Maybe just try it for 30 days and see what happens. Literally see what happens. Feel what happens. So to kind of summarize up, find out what goal you're working on, whether you want to do it for the month, because I got 3 different ones I'm kind of working on right now when I do the goals. I got one for the end of the month, one for the end of the year, and one for about 5 years. They kind of blend together a little bit. But take the time and if you can do the alpha state, do it, go ahead and go for it, but you don't have to. Is it beneficial? Yes, it is. But other times, at least if you're stuck in traffic, just spin a few times. You don't have to close your eyes, but just vividly imagine whatever it is you're working on. If you're waiting in line somewhere, imagine that state you're going to do it. The more you do that, because again, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and vividly imagined. The more you vividly imagine it, the more your body and mind, and you're going to start finding resources which are going to start leading you to that path. You're going to start doing things that are going to get you to that path that you want to do. Check it out. Try it out for 30 days. Do what I'm doing right now, as I've been doing. I definitely do it in the morning. I do it in the evenings for sure. I try to remember it throughout the day, which is one of the phone alarms I mentioned. That's what I use part of it for. Do that and find out what you got. Find out what happens in your life. All right? So that's what I got for you today. use creative visualization to start bringing in what your coming attractions are, what type of life you're going to live, and the things that are going to happen for you. So try that out. Check it out. Let me know what you do. And if you've done creative visualization before, let me know that as well. And you can also let me know if you got any questions for me. It's something with the balance, the body, the mind, or spirit that I might be able to answer, at least point you in the direction. Let me know that on top of everything. All right, so enjoy your Saturday, and we will catch you tomorrow. So take care and balance into you. Bye-bye.